Hi! Do you realize that teenagers' delinquency is a natural thing among growing up? The second chance is the right action to launch on the teenager who is tried for their actions, given the psychological and mentality of the teen who has not met the standards of mental maturity of adults. The juvenile court process itself takes quite a lot of time, so it is unlikely that 14 who still does not take a situation seriously gets a deterrent effect on their actions. As you get older, you will find out that you have two hands. One is to help yourself, the other is to help others. This quote is by Audrey Hepburn, and it will make sense as I tell you about this speech called Abolition of Juvenile Court by the Government. My name is Lucy from Regina Pacis Bogor High School, and please sit tight and pay attention to me. This teenager delinquency can be dealt with by providing positive direction and good communication, providing understanding of their circumstance or feelings, asking about their past or experience, being firm but not harsh, supervising associations, supporting the positive things they do, and of course being prayed for. That's why the role of parents, teachers, and friends and the community is very important because it must build assertive communication to the adolescents. In fact, a teen who has a conflict with the law is actually also a victim of what he or she forced the adaptation of the environment around their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we cannot only look at from one side. There are many factors behind the teen to realize criminal acts that are contrary to their prevailing norms, namely education, age, teen associations, and the family environment. The thinking of adolescents tends to be abstract, logical as well as idealistic. Adolescents are better able to test their own thoughts, the thoughts of others, and what others think of themselves, and tend to find out more about social life and interpret it. With the new power and reasoning that the teenager has been able to make considerations and conduct debates around topics regarding human life, good and evil, truth and justice, thus, a teenager does not deserve such severe legal pressure. My argument is reinforced by the strong principle and purpose of the teenager's justice diversion. It can be said that diversion is the implementation of restorative justice that seeks to restore the recovery of a problem, with the aim of solving it in a way outside of criminal justice together by involving the perpetrator, victim, family of the perpetrator or victim, and related parties to find common counseling and does not retaliate for violations of norms committed and usually not in criminal law. Teenagers' justice can be abolished on a restorative basis because it will be more rational if the problem is carried out in a familial manner, and this is written in Article 7, Paragraph 1 of the Teenagers' Criminal Justice System Law, which explains that at the level of investigation, prosecution, and examination of teenagers' cases in district courts, diversion must be sought. Nevertheless, still adjudicating teenagers who is in their infancy will have a prolonged impact on their psychological and physical, which is an alteration that occurs in the body, brain, sensory capacity, and motor skills. Changes in the body are characterized by an increase in height, weight, bone growth, muscle growth. Brain structure is intrinsically perfect for improving cognitive abilities as well as maturity of sexual organs and reproductive functions. Physical changes in adolescents that are rapid and occur on an ongoing basis cause adolescents to be aware and pay more attention to their body shape and a desire to compare with other peers. If the changes do not take place smoothly, it will have an influence on the physical and emotional development of the teenager, which can cause excessive anxiety, especially adolescent girls, if they are not prepared to face it. Emotional increase in adolescence is known as the storm and stress period, where adolescents can feel very sad and then they return to the happiness quickly, often also called emotional turbulent and unstable. Do you know how this occurred? This happens because of hormonal changes that occur in adolescence. When viewed in terms of social condition, this increase in emotions is a sign that adolescents are in a new state that is different from the previous condition, In addition to the unstable emotional state, adolescents have a tendency to pay attention to their appearance and solitude. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the data I have collected, teenagers' justice has principles to protect teenagers' rights and obligations as I have described earlier. For more details, this protection has been written in the Convention of the Rights of the Child and has been ratified by the government of Republic of Indonesia by Presidential Decree number 56 of 1990 concerning the ratification of the Convention of the Rights of the Child. The convention provides for the principle of legal protection of the teenager, which can be comprehensively used in legal development. Still, it cannot be used as an excuse for a teenager to commit a crime. The whole action must be faced with consequence. It is also a part of the teenager's life journey to develop into a better human being. I, from the opposition team, still believe that the teenager's justice should not be abolished, as it may result in the teen to act arbitrarily given his age, which is not enough to be faced with a criminal act. However, it also depends on the action taken, whether the level of the crime can be solved by solving the concept of the diversion or not. This is expected to reduce the level of juvenile crime so that the family as the closest subject of the teen can strive to create a positive environment so that the teen can grow up to be a person who obeys the norms. Like what Dr. Leo said, the more that you read, the more things you will know, and the more you learn, the more places you will go. The same goes with you who is struggling in this new condition of learning. Try to keep that quote in mind. No matter who you are, no matter where you go, you will always get a chance to widen your experience, and don't get stuck committing bad behaviors. That's all from me. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day everyone. Stay positive and stay healthy.